Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday, and you know what that means. It's the time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, FedEx, the United States Postal Service, and of course, that old outlaw Waylon Jennings. And we also discuss the news of the week that interests me, and hopefully interests you, and we wrap it all into a ball, and we call it Weekly Purchases. And at the top of the videos of every weekly purchase, we discuss what happened over the week as far as videos on the channel. So hopefully you guys are checking out a lot of videos on the channel as usual. Daily Star Wars videos continue, getting dangerously close to that world record. The Guinness people, they're on the horn, they're ready to come. So Star Wars daily videos continue. Jakks Classic Superstars. We did the Shop Zone exclusives again this week. We had kind of a two-parter episode. We did that on Tuesday. Like I said, every single Tuesday for about a year and a half now, we've done a Jakks Classic Superstar video. We unboxed, or we didn't unbox, but I brought my dad onto the channel. Hopefully you check this video out. If you missed it, go back. Top 5 Warlord figures this week. We sat down, we discussed all things Warlord, put our top 5 list together. It was fun to have my dad back on the channel. Even learned a few things. I didn't know that earlier Warlord Elite, the mask came off. Mine never came off. So you guys are all telling me in the comments, hey, the mask comes off, the mask comes off. So I tried to get it off. It would not come off. I had to get my trusty razor blade to pry it open. I pried it off, and his head was all scuffed up and everything else. So I don't know if mine was glued or what the story exactly was there, but mine came off, but now my Warlord's not in the best condition. I might have to look for a new one. So thanks, everybody. Thanks. But hopefully you enjoyed my dad back on the channel. We'll try to get him on the channel again, maybe before the year's up. We'll see what happens. But thank you to you guys that watched that and enjoyed that video. We also unboxed the entire Marvel Legends What If wave on the channel this week. So what if we unboxed the What If wave? Well, look no further to the channel as we dug through those. As we've got so many Marvel Legends backed up, we got through the What If wave this week. So check those videos out. Masters of the Universe Revelations. Beastman and Spikor. We got 2 of the villains out of the way this week. We unboxed those. Check that out if you missed it. Oh, new G.I. Joe time. You guys know I'm all in. Cobra Island exclusive barbecue. We unboxed that earlier in the week on the channel. A fabulous figure. Check out that unboxing. We unboxed Marvel Legends Vulture Deluxe Target exclusive. I was on the fence about that one. I ended up pulling the trigger, and we compared it to the old Build-A-Figure, so check that video out. We also unboxed Michael Myers Halloween NECA figure out there. We also had a special figure video, toy hunt, toy show, wrestling show, met Danhausen, a lot going on. So check out that video from last Monday, kind of a Halloween recap vlog, figure hunt, toy show type video out there. So we did that this week. And then the big one on Friday, we did my weekly figure hunt, of course. And I was in South Dakota and Minnesota. I spent some time on the Minnesota Toy Posse YouTube channel. Check out the Minnesota Toy Posse. If you missed that, you need to check those out. Friday night, late Friday night, I was on Dave Wheeler's stream, Dave Wonder. Check out his YouTube as well. He's doing a 24-hour stream, and I was enjoying getting to be on that. So I was with old Dave Wheeler out there. So a lot of stuff going on this week. It was a very busy work week. It was a very busy hunt week. It was a very busy travel week. A lot going on, and like I said, I am exhausted, and I might even take a nap. I haven't had naps in years, but it might be time to take a nap. But let's get down to the news of the week, and some of the biggest news came early on this week, and I was so excited. Super 7, our friends at Super 7, I just love their figures. They got so many great figures, quality issues every once in a while, as we know, but I do love their figures. I just hate the shipping practices, and, you know, it's going to be here in a year, and it's a year and a half or 2 years. That's the only thing that drives me nuts, but boy, am I excited for the Super 7 G.I. Joe. They announced Series 2 coming at us hot. Pre-order window is up. Like I always say, go to Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. But if you're going to pre-order these Joes, go through them. They don't charge you till they ship about a year from now. So I don't want people sitting on my money for a year. Might as well put it in there. And you can always cancel if something comes up as well. So I can't recommend that enough. I always do. But G.I. Joe Series 2, it's like the boyfriend, girlfriend 2-packs or 4-pack. I don't know how we want to classify it, but you know what I mean when we're getting Destro. We're getting the Baroness. We're getting Lady J. And then we're getting the true leader of G.I. Joe. We're getting Flint. What a 4-pack, what a 4-pack set that is. You got 2 bad guys, a male and female, 2 good guys, a male and a female. Anytime you get Flint in the line, he should be in every line. Give us Series 3 Tiger Force Flint, then Series 4 Eco Trooper Flint. Give me all the Flints. But I'm excited. Lady J and Flint, probably 2 of my favorite Joes of all time. Destro, definitely one of my favorite Cobra people of all time. Baroness, somewhere in the middle. I'm not a huge fan of her blue outfit from the original kind of cartoon going on in there. I've always think of her more in the black. I'm sure we'll get the black version eventually down the line. But a solid set for Series 2. I do like that there's no big army builders in here. As you guys know, Series 1, they had the bat, which was great. I ended up pre-ordering 3 of those bats. I'm glad there wasn't one of those here. It was just guys I need 4 of, or 1 of each, I should say. But very cool, Super 7. It sounds like they have a roadmap for the Joes to the future. A lot of new Joes coming, and they've already got it mapped out. So I got to think a couple months from now, you know, the pre-order will go from whatever in November to middle of December, something like that. And I bet you there's another pre-order coming sometime at the end of January for Series 3. Sounds like they want to hammer those through, and the Joe fans, we're all excited, we're happy. But how many Joe lines can you support? You got the new O-ring ones, you got the Walmart Retro, which may be done. Of course, the Classified is picking up some steam, and then you throw Super 7 on top of there. A lot of Joe Mania going on, and it's crazy, as bad as that Snake Eyes movie did, and I have not seen it still, it's crazy that that hasn't hindered any of the companies licensing G.I. Joe stuff out. It seems like everything's full on. So, very good times. I recommend ordering as many Flints as you can afford. That's my stock tip of the day. But Super 7 coming in hot with G.I. Joe Series 2. Super 7 also announced a reaction figure of our old boy Johnny Cash out there. I love me some outlaw country. 70s, 60s, 70s country is a favorite of mine. I'm a metalhead, but I dabble in that. Give me some Buck Owens. Give me Waylon Jennings. Give me Johnny Cash. Give me Willie Nelson. Jerry Reed, of course. You know what Jerry Reed always says. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Any of those guys in the reaction line, and man, I'm signing up all day. So Johnny Cash, I'm probably going to have to pick that reaction up. So they got that from Super 7 going on. Some more G.I. Joe news this week. Some interesting stuff. I totally missed this. Didn't see it. Nobody sent me a link, any kind of thing like that. But apparently last Friday on Walmart.com, somehow accidentally the code names for the Bat and Alley Viper went up on their website as live. And people just blindly ordered. And guess what? Bat and Alley Viper arrived to some people. Totally sold out off the site now. But that tells me, I think they're saying, was it April or May? March, April, May, sometime there is what Hasbro has told us the Alley Viper and Bat are coming. Well, if Walmart warehouses have them already, I would not be shocked to see those things in the next couple of months. So be prepared. Alley Viper and the Bat may be in the stores sooner than we expect out there. But I thought that was a really cool thing going on. And speaking of G.I. Joe, might as well just go into this HasLab talk. So as we all know, the Sky Striker is part of HasLab, the Rancor, and the Ghostbuster Proton Pack. Now that Ghostbuster Proton Pack only needed 6,000 backers. As we're filming this, they've probably already passed that. That's nothing for me. I'm not getting a Proton Pack. I have no use for that. But kudos to you guys out there that are all in on the Ghostbusters. You're getting a Proton Pack. It seems like that was about the biggest slam dunk from the HasLab creations yet at this point. I don't know if it's just because the movie's coming out, it's getting everybody excited. But whether or not, it doesn't matter, I guess. It's being funded. It's coming to you guys, hopefully in a year or so. That's usually how those things work. But the real battle out there, and it's very interesting, is Star Wars and G.I. Joe. I expected both of these to back, and I still do. As we sit right now, Rancor's at 4,419, Sky Striker 4,973. To be honest, I figured maybe Star Wars would have blown it out by now with the Rancor. I figured it would have backed after just a couple of days. I thought enough people had that Rancor madness like myself. I backed it immediately. As soon as I could get onto there, I backed that Rancor because I love the Rancor. So I'm all in on that. But 4,419 people right now. The Air Striker just about 5,000. So the Joe fans are coming in hot. I do think both of these will fund very easily out there. But it's just very interesting, the dynamics. It'll be interesting who finishes first between those two. It's just really interesting dynamics to me. So I'm going to enjoy watching that. I am not getting the Air Striker. Like I said, there's only so many lines you can collect. And I'm not going back to the O-Ring Joes. Unless they make a Flint, I'll buy a Flint just for the heck of it. But I don't need any of these other O-Ring figures. As cool as the Air Striker is, I just don't know where I would put it. So there you go. But the Rancor, all day, sign me up. I'm getting the Rancor. Which leads us to Star Wars Fan First Friday. Friday morning, they had another one of those Fan First things where they announced the first stretch goal on the Rancor. And man, talk about the wind out of your sails. This is probably the worst stretch goal I've ever seen in my life. I was pretty much disgusted. Yes, I was disgusted as a collector. As they're releasing the Gamorrean Guard, which we've gotten on multiple occasions. I think we've got a fan channel exclusive and maybe One was a fan channel exclusive. I think that was the most recent one. And then before, I think maybe it was a Target exclusive. So we've had this 6-inch Gamorrean guard. I already have 2 of them loose in my collection for this magical day the Rancor comes. Well, now the first stretch goal is kind of a vintage carded back Gamorrean guard. That does nothing for me at all. Give us the Slave Girl Leia. I hope that's part of it, because that's one that needs fixed up, and they say they're not going to release it in the stores. Give us that as the stretch goal. Give us something better than that, but just a rehash and re-release of a figure on a different card does nothing for us out-of-box collectors that already have multiples of those. I guess I could sell that and flip that and, you know, get 40 bucks or whatever, but I was hoping for something more Rancor-esque, and I get it. The Rancor, the Gamorrean guard is a big part of the Rancor story, but guess what? The Rancor Keeper is who should have been the stretch goal number 1. Princess Leia number 2, then throw the Gamorrean guard in at stretch goal number 3. That's not that big a deal. That's where it seems it should have fit. But I was very, very disappointed by that first stretch goal of the Gamorrean guard. I think that just took a lot of wind out of a lot of collectors' sales that were looking to back this. And I think instead of having a huge jump today, there's going to be a little while before that jump hits. Maybe once they announce the second stretch goal. And who knows when that's going to happen. Because the problem is, if nobody gets after things now, there's going to be no stretch goal announcement. So just very interesting on the Hasbro team how they would go that direction. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what these companies, if they're just in a bubble and they don't take some outside feedback. I'm not sure. I would love a deep discussion as to why they felt that was the one to go to. Stretch goal number 3, perfect idea. Stretch goal number 1, not the best idea. You give us Princess Leia in the Slave Girl outfit, that jumps your people backing immediately. Even the Rancor Keeper, that's going to make more people back and hammer it down. Okay, I was on the fence, or I was going to get to it, now I'm getting to it right away. The Gamorrean guard doesn't do that from where I'm sitting, and which we all know is, I sit right here, so that's where I'm sitting. So that was very interesting talk on these HasLabs. It'll be interesting. It's always fun to watch where these go. I do think they will all 3 be backed. Obviously, the Ghostbusters done right now, I'm sure. But the other 2 will be backed. But then you turn our attention to the Squared Circle. We've had a stretch goal going on there. No stretch goals, but a Kickstarter going on for almost a month now, 3 weeks or so. They're looking for 100,000, basically 99,000, and they're right at like 9,000. So they got a heck of a long way to go in a short time to get there, like Jerry Reed would say. So I don't know if that one's going to hit it. I just don't think it will. It's just apparently too niche of a product. It's not a Rancor, it's not a Sky Striker, it's also not a huge company like Hasbro. I hope they go back to the well and maybe change some things, but we'll see. We'll see. Stranger things have happened, but they got a heck of a long way to go in a short time to get there. So we'll see. But then this week, we also unfortunately all received our message from Amazon. The Ultimate Warrior Ultimate Edition was delayed. Horrible news. I guess a lot of us expected that. There'd been a lot of chirping around like this hasn't shipped yet. There's no way I'm getting this. And that's what we saw. Hopefully you approved your delay. It will come. I'm okay with it not coming this week. I got enough stuff, as you're going to see in weekly purchases, to keep me busy for a couple of weeks. So, hey, delay the Warrior a little bit. It's not the end of the world for me, and I'm the biggest Warrior fan out there, for sure. So, it's not that big of a deal, but it's coming eventually. So, be prepared, be ready. But we talk about Cella Toys this week. Every week, there's some kind of new announcement from Cella Toys, and this week, we heard they have Gangrel coming. Gangrel coming in his first ever retro figure, and it's been a heck of a long time since we've had a Gangrel figure. It makes me wonder, will we get the retro version in the small, retro figure? But will they do a deluxe version of Gangrel to go with our Mattel Elites and stuff like that? It'd be very interesting if we get that. That's a most wanted figure for a lot of people. We already have the Mattel Christian that would fit perfectly with. I gotta think we can get an Edge very soon as well. Very cool, this Gangrel, and it's an interesting landscape right now. As most of you guys, this isn't a wrestling news weekly purchases or anything. This is action figures, but we dabble in some news every once in a while, and we know a ton of wrestlers were released from the WWE this week. I'll save my comments for another day, but what this does, it gives an opportunity for a lot of those people and other people out there to sign with the Cella Toys. And maybe the days of Mattel and Jazzwares, maybe it's an outdated system. Maybe it's the Cellas and the heels and faces that are going to rise with some of these people. I mean, they just don't have the money and the funding as a Hasbro and Mattel. I get all that. But I think some of our dream figures might become more reality-based with some of these smaller companies that are gaining steam and giving us more figures. And, it's terrible whenever somebody gets released, but now maybe you can get an updated one from Cella where you might not have got them from a Mattel, or get something you really want. So an interesting landscape in the wrestling world, interesting landscape in the action figure world. right now going on. So that Cella coming from Gangrel. We also saw pictures of the glow-in-the-dark Atom Bomb figure. I haven't pulled the trigger on that one, but I just may. That's a pretty cool gimmick. It'd be kind of cool when you come in here, you have your lights on, then you turn it off. Much like my He-Man room with all those scare glows in there that are lighting up. Be cool to have an Atom Bomb just kind of shining on the wall. I think that'd be a cool little feature out there. But that's the wrestling news. A slow week for wrestling news. Obviously, last week, if you missed it, I did do a recap video of all the Mattel reveals, and that's pretty much probably the news for the rest of the year. I think news is going to be pretty soft the rest of the year. Like a lot of businesses out there, a lot of people taking vacation with Thanksgiving, the Christmas holiday, New Year's. It's a lot of slowdown. Then you get Chinese New Year. So I don't know if we're going to see a ton more news to follow out the rest of the year. There'll be a little things here and there. But it's kind of the slow season. The holidays, people are shopping, doing that kind of stuff, which is kind of good on our wallets. Because somebody like me, I've already picked up a lot of stuff. I'm okay with getting a month or so of really light purchases. I don't have that this week. This week, it seemed like a ton of stuff came at once, so we'll get into that in the back half, though. Before we get too far into weekly purchases, I thought I better jump in with a little shipment talk and some inflation talk, which everybody loves good business talk in these messages and these videos, of course, don't we? I don't know about that, but I thought I'd mention it. I was on some calls this week, some work-related calls, and man, I've been talking about it for weeks. Inflation, a real thing, and it sounds like pricing is going to jump again January, February of 2022. I've been saying I felt it was going that way, and I finally got confirmation this week that we're going to see some inflation across the board again. That's going to be, of course, passed on to the consumers, which none of us like. But, you know, it's weird. There's been a couple of different studies out there about some of the price increases over the last few months. And shocking enough to me, and maybe I'm just totally different, you guys tell me in the comments, but most consumers out there that have been polled, they're okay with it. They expect it. It's like basically not that big of a deal to them. Man, I don't know about you guys, but I work too hard for my money. I spend too many hours at work. I want to get a deal every single day, and I feel like I'm not getting a deal on groceries, some action figure lines, etc., etc. It just seems like pricing is out of whack. I know it takes some time to get into the right headspace to start accepting it. I'm not quite there yet. Maybe some of you guys are. But it sounds like another price increase coming early in the year, especially in your food products you buy and other things. And I gotta think that will trickle into action figures. I mean, is the day of a $30 Marvel Legend coming? $30 Star Wars Black Series? Man, I hope not, because I've already told you guys, I'm honest with you, I'm making cuts in my collection. You know, 3 3/4 Star Wars, 3 3/4 Marvel Legends. I'm bailing on those collections. I'm bailing on a few other things out there. It's just what you got to do. If you want to keep collecting, something's got to give. Nobody is made of money out there. Things have to give. So that's where I'm sitting right there. I'd be interested to see where you guys feel in some of that inflation talk, some of the price increases we've seen across the board. But unfortunately, it does sound like after the holidays, more to come on that. And there's always a ceiling somewhere. There's always a place where people say, hey, enough is enough, and I'm not going to buy anymore. We'll see it. We'll see if that comes in 2022. But wanted to make mention of that before we got too deep into weekly purchases. We also discussed, or we saw this week, the part of the 31 Days of Horror. NECA was announcing something every single night, showing us pictures every night. Very cool thing for NECA to do. And I believe it was the last night, I think it was Halloween, they showed us a picture of Bela Lugosi, easy for me to say, as Dracula. We know we're getting the Mummy, we know we'll get the Wolfman. We already had Frankenstein. Well, Dracula is coming in 2022. And man, this looks just like Bela Lugosi. This is going to be a slam dunk. Can't wait to add this one to my collection. So kudos to NECA. Just get us that creature from the Black Lagoon, NECA. Come on, let's see that one, hopefully sooner than later. Last bit of info this week. The highest of highs, the lowest of lows again. If you guys follow me on social media, and if you don't, what are you waiting for? SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and then, of course, on YouTube here. Make sure you subscribe. But I posted pictures. It's coming. I finally got that email from Hasbro that, hey, your Sentinels are shipping. Here it is. Here's the tracking, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, great. I've heard people got that email, and then it comes the next day or a couple days later. So I was excited, but I was, of course, traveling, so I had to let my wife know, hey, you got to sign for this. It's coming very soon. Well, Friday, I'm on my way home from South Dakota, and I'm like, what the heck? I haven't got it. I talk to my wife, obviously, every night, like a good husband should, and no sign of the Sentinels. So I look at the tracking. Nothing has moved, nothing. I'm like, something doesn't feel right here. So you know what? I'm calling the Hasbro Pulse hotline. That's what I did. I hit the speed dial #1, and they said, wait, Kyle, you have an emergency? No, I had to wait for 5 minutes on hold. They finally got to me, and they looked up my order, all this kind of stuff. They said they've had all kinds of issues, shipping delays, FedEx is shipping these out, and FedEx is having so many problems. They're hiring UPS to send some of these out, apparently. But long story short, poor Kyle, yeah, you got that email, it just hasn't shipped yet. But it's going to be shipping real soon. They expect it to ship sometime early next week. And then he said it might take 14 to 15 days once it ships. It's just, they're really behind. It's really taking a long time, which I'm like, geez, you've had my, I ordered 3 of these Sentinels, of course. That's over $1,000. I don't even want to do the math on that. But, they've had my money since, was it August of 2020? And now I'm going to get this around Thanksgiving time. I mean, gosh, it just seems crazy. So many people have gotten their Sentinels. I get it. It's just kind of an order. But, I ordered my Sentinels second week. There were some people that waited till the last day that already had theirs. So I don't know what's going on. I don't even know, do I even need to do a Sentinel review at this point? It's been out so long, there's been millions of reviews. You don't need to see my opinion on it. So just really missed the boat on this whole Sentinel fun. I had a lot of fun planned, a lot of cool ideas, but it just seems all for naught at this point. So very disappointing on the shipping of this Sentinel. Just really the wind out of my sails on all this. So I'm excited to get it. Hopefully I get a little more excited when it comes, but man, it just feels like I just keep getting punched in the gut. Hopefully Galactus goes a little bit smoother next year. Fingers crossed, I guess. So there it is. There's my Sentinel update, the highest of highs to the lowest of lows where I'm at right now. It'll get better. It always does. It always does. Album of the week this week. I was trying to get through a couple albums. Didn't have time, unfortunately. As much as I was on the road, there was just a lot of stuff going on. But I did finally get to listen to that brand new Mastodon album, Hushed and Grim. I'm a long-time Mastodon fan. I'm trying to do the math, like 18 years I think I've been a Mastodon fan. Seen him in concert numerous times. I do enjoy Mastodon, but I gotta tell you, this new album, I've only listened to it once. I gotta listen to it twice. You always gotta listen to everything at least twice, just to see if you really do like it or don't like it. This one kind of bored me. I don't know if it's because I was out in Hoth in South Dakota, and it just was like Hoth out there, and then this music was a little bit hushed down. It seemed just a little bit all the same to me. It just seemed a little bit boring. So I was a little disappointed by the Mastodon album. Fingers crossed, I listened to it the second time. I'm like, oh my gosh, this bowled me over. But I just don't see that happening. So I don't want to say a misstep. It just seemed like everything sounded the same. Just all kind of just had that same sound to it, which isn't always bad. But it just didn't hit me where I wanted to be hit on this one. So I don't know if I can recommend it, but it was the album of the week I checked out this week. I was thinking about either listening to that or, as we all know, KK Downing, Judas Priest original guitarist, no longer with the band, but he has recruited Tim Ripper Owens, of course, former Judas Priest vocalist. They have formed a band called KK's Priest. I'm really excited to hear that album, and I ended up going Mastodon first and ran out of time, didn't get to listen to KK. But KK's Priest, possibly next week, so we'll see what I think about that out there. So there it is. Not a ton of news this week, so let's get to it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. All right, let's kick it off in the weekly purchases. Now, you guys saw my figure hunting video. Man, it was as sparse gets. Probably the most disappointing figure hunt week in a long, long time, as it was just strikeout after strikeout after strikeout. But the nice thing is about those strikeouts, they make it, when you find something, all that much better. So I'm hoping next week we come across some good stuff out there. So fingers crossed. But let's dig into the stuff. I came back from my trip, and man, I had a stack to the ceiling of stuff that came through the mail. So it's all not for naught this week. I ended up getting some things. So let's go through it here. Long delayed from Amazon, but I got that John Moxley Darby Allin 2-pack. And I have not investigated and put them side by side to the other figures I have. I'm not sure if there's any meat on the bone here. These could be exact re-releases. For some reason, that Jericho shirt and that Scorpio Sky Frankie Kazarian pack, I ordered those, and they are totally out of my Amazon system. I don't know where they went. They were in there forever. I looked. I've searched everywhere. They've totally fallen out. So I need to find that Jericho. I need to find the SCU 2-pack. Hopefully those come back online so I can get those. This one made it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's a mystery. It's an Amazon mystery. But I got this AEW 2-pack, the first 2-pack we've seen via AEW. So very cool there. How about Hasbro PulseCon? Those orders are finally starting to come through. And old Trapper Wolf came through the door this week. So I got this, a very interesting one we'll unbox on the channel. But he came through the door this week, so I found that to be very interesting. And then for our old pals at Foreign Objects out there, Foreign Objects on Instagram, make sure you follow them. Got the old Don Fry legend. One of the all-time greats, and also looks a lot like my dad back in the 80s. So Don Fry, a big fan of Don Fry. Got that one through the door. Still need to find the Terry Funks. I played the long game on those. Sometimes you play the long game so long, you lose. And that's what happened to me. But I'll get the Funks one day. Fingers crossed. G.I. Joe, we talked about it. I unboxed it earlier this week. This is about the only thing I found in stores this week was barbecue. I had one store that hit a ton of barbecues. I did get my other one through the mail. That's the one we unboxed on the channel. But now, still a part of that Double Up Club. Got my mint in box barbecue. And as like I said, the Paul brothers. Vinnie Paul said it, but apparently Dimebag does as well. But 1-2 barbecue. So there you go. And then I did get the signature edition April O'Neil. Very funny. I got this on Sunday of all days. Then Monday I got tracking for it. So that was interesting via NECA. This one does not do a ton for me, honestly. I think I bought this kind of out of FOMO. It's that same April figure that I wasn't over the moon about. It does come with a yellow raincoat in here. That's the only difference. And then it does come with an autographed press pass. So there's that. Not really thinking I'm going to keep this. I think I'm going to probably sell this. It just does not do a lot for me. It is what it is. So I'm okay with my other April O'Neil. I think somebody might enjoy this autograph in that coat more than I would. So I think I will be passing that on to somebody else. So there you go there. How about a little He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Classics? Yes, He-Man Classics. Got a screaming deal this week. There's the old laughing Adam head. I believe this was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Am I correct on that? I think so. But it's that old kind of meme, the laughing head Adam right there. I got that, and this was kind of free in a way because I've been looking for this other one for a mint in box. Been trying to find it. Finally found it, and it was with this, but it ended up being the same price if I got them both together. So now I have doubles of this one. I can flip it or do something else with it. But it's the special He-Man Christmas figure, one of the last releases in the Classics lineup. It's basically a re-released He-Man with a Santa hat, and then you can see his candy cane-inspired Grayskull sword there. So very cool. Got those two through the door. Been kind of playing a little bit of that patented long game on those two, but got those through the door this week, like I said. How about a CD? I got a CD in the mail this week. Motorhead, The Greatest Hits, the brand new release. Cash grab, I guess you'd say, but you know me, I can't pass up on any Motorhead stuff. The very best of Motorhead. I probably have 5 very best of Motorhead, but I had to get the new one. Why not? Heard all of them before, I'll hear them all again, so there you go. Best of Motorhead. For you new collectors or you new Motorhead fans, it's a great place to start. Great place to start out there. All right. Speaking of He-Man, I did get this via PowerCon this week. I pre-ordered these a while back. It's that Horde 4-pack. Very, very cool box here. You know, shipping box for it. Very cool. And then, of course, the packaging inside, which we'll get to maybe in an unboxing video. I guess we'll have to see. Do I want to unbox this one? I'm not sure if I got it in me or not. But it's the Horde 4-pack from PowerCon, like I said. Very, very solid set out there. So very cool to get that through the mail. I wish I could have got the Faker. That's the only one I missed out on. And that Grayskull pack out there, that's going to ship, I don't know, hopefully soon. But I got the first of the 3, and unfortunately I didn't get the Faker. So playing the long game on the Faker, apparently. And then, as you guys know, it is McRib season this week. This month, I should say. The McRib's everywhere. Last week, we unboxed an Eternal out there. As I'm going to McDonald's, I don't know if I'm going to go every day. I had 3 McRibs in 2 days earlier this week, and it about ended my life. I don't know. I felt weird. I said, I'm taking this McRib too far. I think once a week is probably a good way to end my figure hunting weeks going forward. But, you know, the kids, they love McDonald's. They love a Happy Meal, which is funny. My kids always want a Happy Meal, but they never want anything to do with the toy. And right now, fitting for McRib season, I don't know how it's fitting, but the Eternals figures are there. A terrible movie, I am told. See you later. I might see the Eternals. I feel like I need to see the movie before I unbox all the figures. We still have all the figures to unbox. I feel like I should go to the movie, even though it's supposed to be terrible. But maybe it would help me understand the characters a little bit more. But anyways, same type gimmicky thing, I think. Is there any gimmick to this one? No, nothing. Nothing. Oh, yeah, there is. He's got his head there. Flips his hands. Flaps his hands. This is old Kingo, I believe. He was one of the hard ones to find in the Legends. But got another one of these. Maybe I'll complete this Eternals set during McRib season. So we'll see how it goes. We'll stay tuned on weekly purchases. We're 2 down. We got, what, 6 more to go. We'll see if we can complete that set out there. So fingers crossed. Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. I got my card in the mail. Always like to unbox these on the channel. Let's be surprised together. Did I get an autograph? I don't know. I believe this is the Jeff Jarrett edition. We'll see. We'll see what we got going on here. And see you later. There it goes. Will it be autographed? That's the $1 million question. I'm not feeling lucky. I was lucky last month, as you guys know. And I was not lucky this month. Just a regular old Jeff Jarrett. Old Double J right there. So I just got the regular card there. Unfortunate for me, but what do you do? See you later. All right, that's round 1 of weekly purchases. Let me clean up this. Got 1, maybe 2 more rounds to do, so stay tuned. Let's get back to weekly purchases. All right, we continue on to round 2 of weekly purchases. And man, like I said, what a week. Nothing in the stores, but when I came home, there was a lot of stuff waiting for me. And one thing I got this week, probably a lot of you guys got as well, from Ringside Collectibles, use discount code Kyle, save 10%. The brand new AEW ring with first time in the line Aubrey Edwards referee figures. You guys know we don't get a lot of referee figures, so very cool there. We'll unbox this on the channel one of these days soon. I do have the old ring with Kenny Omega. I never opened that ring, so this will be my opener ring. I'm glad I have this one. I don't really need 2 rings unboxed or in my collection loose for AEW, so this one will be my ring. So we'll unbox this on the channel one of these days soon. Put that right there, kind of out of the way, But then this week, as well from Ringside Collectibles, Elite Series 90 through the door. So we'll be taking a look at these this week on the channel. Of course, we've got Reckoning, aka Mia Yim, her first time Elite, last time Elite it seems to be. We've got Bronson Reed, this one I'm very excited about. I saw one of his first NXT matches back in the day, so very excited about that Bronson Reed figure. Randy Orton, very cool, very different. We get a lot of Randy Ortons, but this one's got some differences to it. Like I said, we'll unbox all these on the channel this week, as we usually do. We've got Mr. Uso, Jey Uso, that is. Uso crazy, as one might say. And then we've got Mustafa Ali. I thought he went back to just Ali. Now he's Mustafa Ali. I guess I can't keep track of his name changes out there. And the one I'm very excited for as well is the Big Boss Man. The Chase I usually find in stores. I'm kicking myself I didn't order that Chase because I think the Big Boss Man might be the best Chase they've ever done with the WCW Boss attire. That is what a Chase should be. So I can't wait to get the Big Boss Man Chase. Hopefully sooner than later. We'll see how things go. But Elite 90 through the door. We'll unbox every single one of these like we always do on the channel. So stay tuned for that. Then we go back to Hasbro PulseCon and some of the items we got through the mail this week. Zartan, you guys know I love G.I. Joe. We got this deluxe figure Zartan, color-changing Zartan. I had to enlist the services of that old outlaw Waylon Jennings. He ordered one of these as well for me so I can have one to open, one in package, and that's what I'm going to do there. So I got Zartan, another Zartan coming today or tomorrow via that old outlaw Waylon Jennings. So we'll unbox this on the channel. Of course we will. We love G.I. Joe on the channel. We'll unbox it. Then an interesting one, Spider-Man the Animated Series throwback packaging Venom. Not sure how I'm going to feel about this one, but we'll unbox it. But man, I do know for sure this packaging is next level. I love that Venom look there. Very cool to get that through the door finally. And then a big one, another one we'll have to unbox on the channel. We got MODOK. So we got Rockabilly MODOK. So we'll talk about that one. That should be an interesting figure. Old Rockabilly MODOK. A much bigger packaging than I assumed this would be. Hey, but I'm here for it all day long. And then we got Star Wars. Now, you guys that follow my daily Star Wars unboxings, you guys know I love these old school Power of the Force figures. So it's really cool all these years later to get throwback Power of the Force style packaging. Remember those 3-packs? We unboxed about every single one on the channel. But you're getting these Cantina Showdown. Very cool nod to the past. A very cool exclusive. We do know we're getting these guys in single-carded series, so I probably will pass on the single-carded versions of these. I think this is enough for me, but I will be unboxing this one as well. But how cool is that? That's just what I like about Star Wars and some exclusives. This is how you do an exclusive right here. So very, very cool, very fun pack. A lot of cool exclusives. I can't wait to dig in to those on the channel here in the upcoming weeks. So there it is. Now let me move as we move into part 3 of weekly purchases. All right, the final piece of weekly purchases is something special out here. As I was gone, I was away. Like I said, a lot of packages came, and one package was extra special out there. As a viewer out there, we'll call him Kevin, because that is his first name. But Kevin, I appreciate you sending me this box of Ultimate Warriors, and we're going to show you what we got right here. Kevin said a lot of cool things. He obviously enjoys the channel. I appreciate his viewership. I appreciate everybody watching on the channel. But he knew I'm an Ultimate Warrior fan, like most of you guys do out there, and he had some Ultimate Warrior figures he wanted to give away, and he wanted them to go to a good home. And I feel the same way about my collection. You know, the day's going to come where we all got to sell our collections out there. We got to do something with them. And selfishly, I guess for me, I want my collection to go to people that are going to appreciate them. I would hate to sell to somebody that's just planning on reselling them and making money off it. I would love for every piece of my collection to one day go somewhere where it is appreciated. And I think Kevin and me are in the same mindset there. And he was getting rid of some figures up there, and he said, hey, is it cool if I send these your way? I love what you're doing on the channel. I love the energy of the channel, and you can do what you want with these. And I said, well, I got a lot of those, but he surprised me with a lot of Ultimate Warrior figures. I couldn't believe it when I opened this box, and we're going to go through them here. But such a nice gesture, and one that we're going to pass on here. Is obviously, you guys know I have a pretty big Ultimate Warrior collection. There are some doubles in here that I already have, and what we're going to do over the next few weeks, months, or whatever, we're going to do some giveaways. Thank you, Kevin, and we're going to pass on the Warrior love to a lot of people, and just preaching the word of the Ultimate Warrior, I guess, out there. But he sent me a lot of Ultimate Warriors, and let's dig into it. Let's show you what came through the door here. Warrior Basic. There's a classic basic figure of the Warrior. Got to think we're going to get an elite of this one day. Love this figure. One of the sleepier Ultimate Warriors, right around nap time, just like myself. But no, a sleeper one, Walmart exclusive Heritage Collection back in the day. You don't see this one a whole lot based on WrestleMania 4. Got to get an elite of this one day with a chain. He can pretend he's Hercules. You guys know how that goes. But then we got this one. This one's fallen off the card, unfortunately. But you guys know I have an Ultimate Warrior collection at my office, and this is one I'm missing. So this one will go great. Kevin, thank you. I'm going to put this one, loose one, in my collection at my office, so that'll go right there. So those are some of the basic Warriors. Then you get to some of these Elite Warriors. What series is this? Like 30? 26. I knew it was close. Ultimate Warrior Series 26 Elite. He sent that our way. Very cool there. And then the one that changed my life in a lot of ways, as we talked about in my Ultimate Warrior video, Legends Series 4 Ultimate Warrior, a classic Ultimate Warrior figure. Very cool here. And then guess what? He sent me another one. Why not send two? That's what Kevin said. So we got two Ultimate Warrior Series 4 Legends. Like I said, we're going to pass some of these on. Kevin's gift, my gift to you. I guess my gift from Kevin. Kevin said, hey, make somebody else happy out there. And that's what I'm going to do for some of these as well. So very cool to get those. And then we got a few more basics here. This is basic. Gosh, what set is this? Does it not say? Doesn't say. Can't remember off the top of my head either. But Ultimate Warrior Basic, another one. And another Ultimate Warrior Basic as well. We're going to make some people happy with these Ultimate Warriors. Some deep cuts people slept on back in the day. And then we turn our attention to some really cool stuff here. As you guys know, what line is near and dear to my heart? Jakks Classic Superstars. And Kevin knows that. He's a fellow Ultimate Warrior maniac. He knows the appreciation for the Warriors, especially the Jakks Classic Superstars years. But we've got Jakks Ultimate Warrior, a classic one out there. I believe Series 7? My memory's failing me. Lack of sleep. But Series 7. And then we got another Series 7. He said, you know, it's so nice, let's send it twice. Series 7. Some of these are a little beat up, but that's all right. It's the fact that, you know, some people are loose collectors, some people want to unbox these. So there you go. And then Series 12, one of the greatest sets of all time in the Class Superstars. Beautiful Ultimate Warrior variant backwards. Ultimate Warrior forwards. What a great warrior those are. That was special. A very special warrior on the figure hunting game back in the day. Very cool. And then the granddaddy of them all. Something special. Something speechless. Something cool. Check that out. Ultimate Warrior. Oh my. Oh baby. Oh my. So very, very cool. Very nice of you, Kevin. Such a generous offer. Very nice of you to send these to me. I mean, very humbling, I should say. A little speechless, I guess. But thank you, Kevin. And these will be passed on. We'll do some giveaways, like I said, so be prepared. We'll find a way. We'll do it between Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We'll do something, but you know, these will be going out to, a lot of these will be going out to you guys out there. So a very humbling weekly purchases this week. I can't say it enough out there, and thank you. And thanks to everybody that watches the channel out there. But make sure you subscribe to the channel, especially if you like weekly purchases and action figures and stuff. It's something you should do. You should probably subscribe. But make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. Of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, the best way to support the channel, I always say. And then you guys know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into the weekend. And I'll see you guys all real soon.